welcome back to One Patriots Place, brought to you by the E2G Sports Network with Thomas, Murphy, and myself, Claire Classy, Claire Cooper. So here we are. Training camp is literally going on as we are speaking. As you can tell, neither of us are there, unfortunately, but you never know. We will update you as we can. But we're here for some Patriots chatter. So if you are listening in, please do kind of interact in the chat. Don't forget, if you're listening on podcast, to rate, review, and subscribe. And if you aren't subscribed to the E2G Sports Network YouTube channel, why not? Make sure that you do, because you don't want to miss a show. So here we are. We are back in the same room together. Murph, how are things with you?
I'm great. I'm great. Just sitting back, getting to the end of baseball season, the kids baseball season, not the actual baseball season. And we're in playoff mode, and I'm just slugging along, and camp is open. Camp is open. I'm
It
I'm
is.
so torn. I'm supposed to be writing about the Red Sox, and I just want to be writing about nothing but the Patriots. And but first things first, man, we got to get through the Red Sox season. And I've always got this, and other outlets to get out my Patriots. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Help me out one more time, Claire.
Open the Patriots tap.
Yeah, there you go. The tap. Pint, please. Pint, please. How about
But
you?
I
How's
am
it?
I am not of the drinking age. You always say this. I'm not old
Yes.
enough to drink.
Well,
I
you
really I
can sit
really wish I
there, and
wasn't, but
we'll
I love
get
that you
you.
say it.
We'll get you a Shirley Temple or something, and you could. Do they have Shirley Temples over there for
I've
the
heard
kids?
of.
What
So
do the
yeah, I've
kids?
heard of.
Okay, what do the kids drink when they're at weddings at the bar? What do they get? Because
I
over
think
here,
usually orange juice,
oh, okay.
I
Over
think.
here, the kids get Shirley Temples. It's like a
Oh.
little virgin cocktail, a
Yeah.
mocktail,
We
and
have mocktails over here.
yeah.
Yes, we do. We have some good
So
mocktails, actually. I think
yeah, I
it's, yeah, a
bet.
universal thing. A
Yep,
universal thing. But
it
no,
is.
I'm on the very exciting water, as
Yeah,
usual.
yeah. Kevin's
I,
in here. Chris is in here. We gotta get hi to everybody over there in the chat room. Thanks for being here all the time. So Claire,
Yep. Hey, Kevin.
last week, Steve and I we sat back and
Oh, sorry.
we did
Always
our
tea. Yeah, I have
tea.
no
Always,
tea.
yeah,
My
no
lovely
tea.
assistant has not made me tea, so slacking again.
Yeah, her lovely assistant George. Is it George? I don't know. I'm not allowed to meet the lovely assistant.
My lovely
Un-
assistant Chudders, who never makes tea but is supposed to make
Shudders.
tea.
That's it. Shudders.
So yeah, they serve booze to kids over there. No, Kev, can you not give us a bad rep?
Yeah.
They do not have. Oh, it's
You-
because the legal age is lower here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It
think
is.
it's
It's
18
like it
here.
was when I was a kid, and you could drink at 18.
Mm.
That's they're not pouring pints. There's no Guinness being served to 5-year olds. No bitters being served to
Yes.
12-year olds. Let's just stop that. They just go away, little boy. Come back in a decade. But yeah, it's a little bit younger over there, and it's one of the reasons that I always liked going to Europe in the summer when I was a kid. Why I worked so hard all winter
To get
long.
drunk.
Yes, to go there and get drunk. That was it. It was $1,700 for 3 weeks in Europe every summer to go with my geography teacher. She would take us over. It was fantastic. It really was. You get to see 7 countries in 3 weeks, and you got to drink in all of them. And we were all high school age,
Wow.
so it was they let us do it. But I was lucky. I got to see so many different things, and my mother every year she would tell me there are two places that you can't go. All right. Yeah, I'll let you go on the trip, but there are two places you can't go. You can't go to Northern Ireland, and you can't go to East Germany. So of
Mhm.
course, every year I made my way to Northern Ireland and East Germany because you can once you're on the continent, you can get anywhere you want. And our geography teacher was really cool. And looking back at it, I would cringe as a parent as to what she let us get away with, but it was just like jump on the train, and yeah, you went from France to Germany in a couple of hours, and you would get back by dinner time. But yeah, I
Mhm.
got to see East Germany before the wall came down. what a shocker that was. It's only $6 to get into
This
East
makes me feel
Germany.
like you're aging yourself here,
Yeah,
Murph.
I am. I'm freaking old.
This
And
is a football show.
yep, this is a football show. Let's get back to it. There was no
I tell you what,
football
before
happening
you
over there.
do, we've had yeah, no football happening there. We've had a comment. I saw this. Chad Ryland, the kicker, was
Mhm.
out first, which is great. And
Yep.
we've had Elias comment. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. At camp, Mac got a huge ovation. Good. Jack
Yep.
Jones is out early. Oh yeah,
Yep.
Chad Ryland out first. Good crowd. So we've had a live from camp there. So thank you very
Oh,
much,
all
Elias. And
right.
I
Well,
do
thank
hope
you
that
there,
I've
Mr. Perry.
yeah,
Everybody
do
I've
hope I
ever met
pronounced that
named
right.
Perry is a fantastic human being. So yeah, thank you very much, Elias. That was
You've met
fantastic. I
one
haven't met
person
many
called
people
Perry.
named Elias. But yeah, Chad Ryland was the first man out
Oh yeah,
on the field today. Why
got
I
some
don't
kicking
know,
action.
but get a little leg action and do the stretching. You have to do some dynamic stretching when you're a kicker. So yeah, you get out there early.
Hmm.
I was really glad to hear that Jack Jones is out there. A lot of people are questioning whether Jack should be on the field at all
Hmm.
with what he's going through. But whatever happened to innocent before proven guilty? That's it.
This is a
Let
very
it
touchy
play out.
subject.
Go ahead,
Yeah, let it
touch.
play out. Yeah, let it play
I
out.
like when you
It
touch
was,
on subjects.
and this is why Murph has to go and see HR later on,
Hmm.
folks. This is why he sits outside the principal's office so many times. You
Hmm.
ask Buddy, you ask our great leader, Buddy. He has Murph sitting on the naughty stool very, very often. But yeah, I mean, Bill did a very Bill, because I know you wanted to mention about the press conference yesterday, and Bill did a very Bill, didn't he? Jack will be out there. It's a legal situation that I can't comment on. I
Right.
can't talk about it. It's a legal process. I was dying for him to say it's a legal process and I'm not a lawyer. I'd love that. I'd love to if he'd have said, and I'm not a lawyer, because that would have, yeah, I thought that would have been really fun. Because he also
Yep.
mentioned when they were talking about Lawrence Guy, which I know we'll talk about in a minute.
Right.
I think he said he's not a doctor, so I'd love it to. He said,
Yep.
done the trifecta. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. We could have come out with
Yep.
something else, so that would have been cool. Kevin's commented, Juju is getting a big ovation, so that's good. I'm glad to
As
hear he's
well
out there
he should.
actually. Yeah, I'm glad
Right.
he's out there actually. With that, we haven't got.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people, we'll touch on that, but yeah, Bill kind of sidestepped. He was in rare form yesterday. He really was. Always in the first day of camp, he's got a couple of jokes here. I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV, so no, I'm not going to get into this, that, and the other thing. I'm not a lawyer. Did you see? They don't call me Bill Ironsides. They call me the Hoodie. And Claire's got no idea what Ironsides is, and
No.
none of you do either. Um, Spotted the watching
No,
crowd in full
this is
uniform.
not funny. This is not funny. Breaking news from camp. Spotted in the watching crowd in full uniform, just in case it's Ryan Izzo. Yeah,
Please, can I
thanks
come
very
play?
much. This is
We're
yes.
this one's going to be off the rails, people. It really, really is. It's going to be off the rails. Um,
Yeah, thanks very much for that. Yeah, great, Ben.
Watch
Thank
out,
you.
Claire.
Yeah.
Claire has the ability to kick people out of the chat room. Um,
I actually do. I have
yep.
technical, yeah, I have
And
the
and
technical
while
ability
while
for now.
yeah, I believe
Oh
that.
no, people are weighing in now. I'm sorry, this is going off. But now Elias,
Oh,
one of our new fans or our
Elias,
new analysts, he's on the grill making burgers for the kids. That's because he's a really nice guy.
give me two. Give me two.
I'm not going to comment what
There's
I want to say
grill
on the
etiquette
back
that
of
that I hear you're allowed to. The new grill etiquette, you're allowed to have two hot dogs or one burger. I don't go with no. Give me two burgers. I don't know. I don't do two hot dogs. Um,
I need to be
but
very
yeah,
careful here.
guy Guy, Lawrence Guy was spotted yesterday,
Patriots.
and we are told
Yes.
that he is in camp. Something that I predicted when nobody else did. Everybody said it was going to be a prolonged holdout. I do expect to see him on the field today because, as Bill said, it's football season and football
Hmm.
players play football. And
Yeah.
quite frankly, at $50,000 a day, which is what the fine would be if he wasn't in camp.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. You don't get paid for being there, but yeah, I mean you get your stipend and shit, but it's nowhere near $50,000. But if you're
Mm.
not there, you get whacked with $50,000 fine. And I don't think Lawrence Guy is in a position where he would want to pay a $50,000. I know I wouldn't. I don't care how much money I'm making. I ain't paying 50K. No. And I still think they're going to work it out. There's plenty of cap space.
Mm,
And I think Lawrence Guy has a couple of really good years left in him, even though he's under
yeah.
contract for this year and next year. But we'll see.
That's
We'll see
why
what happens.
I think that's why it baffled people, because it's like, hang on a minute, he's one of the guys that we didn't think we were going to need to worry
Right.
about, because he's under contract. So we have enough problems with the offensive line.
Right.
Can we not have problems with the D line? I was really confident with the whole defense thing.
Hmm.
Can we not give me defense anxiety as well as O line anxiety,
Yes,
please?
please, please. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit. Last week we did some some excuse me, roster projections, and with Steve. It's a fantastic show.
Mhm,
And let's get into it. My offensive line looked something like this. I've got the Patriots keeping 10 offensive linemen because, quite
mhm.
frankly, folks, they're old. These guys are old. The Patriots, one of the oldest and heaviest offensive lines in the NFL right now. And I've got
But
Calvin
Mike,
Anderson,
we
David
all like
Andrews.
a heavy
Yeah,
older guy. We all like a
do you?
heavier older guy. We do.
Chicks dig the heavy older guys, the
I
gray,
love me some O
and
line,
and
so
and
yeah, I
and
do.
we keep them warm in the winter. They just snuggle right up
This
with
is
their
it. This is
cold
it.
ass feet and put them on our butt. And I
My
don't know
feet are
how my
cold.
wife does
How
it. I
dare you?
don't know how my wife gets her cold ass feet onto my butt in the middle of
Well,
winter.
you've just sorted it out for yourself. You said the sentence "cold
Yep,
ass feet."
yep. There you go.
We've got some wicked comments going on. We've got some great listeners and viewers here today.
We
Thank
do.
you very much, Ben, for hashtag dadpod.
We
Well, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Grant
how
soon.
can you gotta like yourself a cuddly guy? I mean,
Hopefully
come on.
someday I'll have granddad bod, but I'm not talking about that.
That's not
Yeah,
for this show.
yeah. After the draft this year, the
Mhm.
Patriots were still searching for a young um tackle.
Hot tight end?
I
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no, not hot tight end. Stop it. You know,
You will set me off
they did
going
not
now, I'm
take
sorry.
an offensive tackle in the draft. We still
No,
got
they did
Trent
not.
Brown on the
We do.
roster. Riley Reef is signed and is starting. I guess what you would call a being paid starting caliber salary. The spring just threw more questions than answers at
Mm,
all of us. I mean, my guys that I have on this roster, I kept 10 because, like I said, they're old. Anderson, David Andrews, Jake Andrews, the new Andrews,
mhm.
Trent Brown, Antonio Mafe, Connor McDormand, Mike Onwayu, Riley Reef, City Sow, and Cole Strange. I've got the Patriots keeping everybody that they drafted and sending Ferenz, Hines, Bill Murray. Sorry, Bill. Cody Rusney. I'm just done. And Stuber packing.
No!
Yep.
I want some Stuba.
I know you want some Stuber. I know. I know. Yeah. Chicks dig the Stuber.
No, not
And
like that at all. We're never gonna get through an hour of
if I'm
Q&A.
going to HR, I might as well go on a roll. I might
Are
as
you
well
going
surf.
all in?
I might as well body surf my ass right into the office. Um, so what do you think, Claire? Who do you have? Who do you have hanging out, and who do you have on the cutting room floor?
See, this was the problem that I had because as you know, I'm not a big fan of roster cut downs.
Right.
It's not my favorite thing to
I
do.
had to bend her
I,
arm.
I suck at roster projections. Um, and the O line is you can officially see it from my notes with the little squiggles and stuff.
These notes
Um, I do. It's this
are
show is a
everywhere.
lot of work for me.
Mm.
It's a lot of work for me. Yeah, I do. I struggled cutting down my outline, so technically I haven't done my homework, so I do apologize. I haven't actually done my complete cut down. I've cut some other guys, but I haven't got down to 53 yet. I'm sorry. Although we do have until August, so I can
Yeah,
keep my
you do.
90 for
Yeah,
now.
you come back and. No, I got it.
The O line is what I found difficult. Now, Ferenc was kind of an easy. I have got a cut from him, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
and I've got Hines on the practice squad. I think the ones that I struggled with the most, yeah, I got rid of Bill Murray. Yeah, the ones I struggled with the most was like the centers, because I kind of want, you can't have three centers, but I wanted all three of them. I don't know why I just did, because
Yep.
I'm like that. Riley Reeve, McDermott, they make sense. For me, Stuber is, I kind of wanted to see what this kid had got, because I was quite high on him before. Cole Strange, a given. Trent Brown, Calvin Anderson, you kind of got to. What worries me is when you look at the depth on like
Yep.
Patriots .com, when you look at the left tackle, all it's got is Trent Brown and then Calvin Anderson.
Yep.
And that in itself just really, really scares me,
Yeah.
to be honest.
And it should. And it
I
really
just
should.
don't like it.
No, I don't, and I don't like it either, and I don't like some of the talk there, about kicking Mike Onwenu back out to the right tackle spot. To me, that just seems like it's
You're just
weakening it.
opening, yeah,
Yeah, it just
yeah.
weakens another position. A lot of people read into how the draft fell, that this is the way that Bill is going to go.
Hmm.
Now, if he was under contract for 2 more years, I might
Hmm.
think that was a good idea. Let's just get him out there because he played a good right tackle while he was there. It's a position that he's familiar with. But with the way things are right now, I would rather see City So, and it's So. It's not Sow, people. Please stop saying Sow. All right, that was a bad joke made by his coach, and the nickname stuck. And believe me, being a coach, I know how much a nickname can stick.
I love how you steal Phil's thing and just run with it for so long.
What? Steel Phil's
Telling
what?
everybody, correct everybody when it was
Oh
Phil that
yeah,
told us.
no, no, no. It was Phil that told us. I've put that out there
I know
everywhere.
you
Thank
did.
you,
I know
Phil.
you did. I know you did. I know you
All
did.
right.
I need to answer a quick question before you run off from that. Kev has asked us, is Sal lining up or so lining up at offensive tackle? See, you made me do it. On the Patriots.com unofficial roster that I looked at, which was the last thing that I looked at, they've got him down as the third left guard.
Yep.
Now, that's, as I said, Patriots.com, completely unofficial as they've stated, and that's all that I have used. But they've got him lining up at left guard. But
Right.
that can just like take that with a pinch of salt at the moment. I just got to throw this up there quickly.
He has.
Chris is
He did
no, go
line up. He did line up at tackle during OTAs. He did get some run
Oh,
there
okay.
during
Yeah.
OTAs. I just
I
wanted to
thought
throw
I
that
had
in there.
him on the kind of either or bubble, so
Yeah.
that's quite interesting. Chris has put Claire is going to have a QB, some O line, and the rest of the roster will be made up of TEs. Well, it would if it could, but there's not really. They only have so many good ones, so no. And now I'm getting like grief about my birthday next week. Happy 21st asterisk birthday for next week, Claire. Thank you very much. And yes, my
She's
birthday is
11
next
teen.
Tuesday.
She's not 21. She's
11.
11 teen.
Should never talk about a lady's age. I mean,
No.
I know we don't have a lady here, but you should never talk about a lady's age. Anyway, back to the Patriots because we're getting too much shade from these people in the chat room. I'm going to chuck you all out of this, right? If you're not careful, get you evicted. Yes, the O line was too difficult because it's probably my peak of anxiety at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But in regards to cutting down everything else, I presently have possibly only 5 wide receivers, and Matthew Slater is one of them. I know obviously he's predominantly special teams
Okay.
because I want to go the 3 TE route, and I don't think anybody here listening in the chat room or yourself over there
Mm-hmm.
is surprised at all. But I
So
don't
who
think
are the
that we
other
can
four?
go the other 4 wide receivers.
Yeah.
I've got Parker, Thornton,
Mm-hmm.
Bourne, and obviously Juju.
Okay. And so neither of the kids you have.
No,
You've got both the kids going the way.
at least practice.
All
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I know they have to kind
You
of
know.
go to come back, but yeah, practice squadding
Yeah.
these dudes. But no, at the moment now, I also haven't done a full chop down, so my
Right.
4 could change to 5 quite easily if I have enough spots. I haven't fully done the homework as I said earlier, but for me, the onus
Detention.
is yeah. I haven't had a detention. I was always
Ever.
good.
You've never had a
No,
detention.
Oh, it's a good
You're
girl,
such
can't you
the
tell?
good girl.
Such
She's
a good
such the
girl.
good girl.
Can you
Um,
tell?
so
Yeah, it's the three TE thing for me because I think the
right.
Gesicki Henry thing is going to be a big deal this year. Now, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, she's saying that because she's a massive title lover," which I
No,
am, and I never shy away from that.
right.
But I'm legitimately looking at it from the perspective of Gesicki being the new.
Mhm.
I know he's not this. People have been throwing out there. I think I had Andy on a Claire Perspective, my own show last
Yep.
week for episode 69. And he was commenting about how people are saying Gesicki is a unicorn and stuff like this. Even I'm not saying that, and I love
Right.
me some Gesicki already. I think he's got a lot of upside that we didn't get from Johnny Smith, and I think he's going to be very good in this offense,
Yep.
particularly because of the Bill O'Brien thing. So I think that it's exciting, and I think he's going to be the sort of spark in this offense, particularly because they didn't sign, sorry, like the wide receiver one, that kind of thing. I do think that Gasecki is going to be something that helps drive, a more dominant offense. So I think they're going to really put the spotlight on
Right.
tight ends. So I think they're going to need that TE3 to be able to support that kind
Right.
of running those kind of, I don't mean running as in literal running plays. I mean as in performing
Right.
the plays, if you like, if you see what I mean. Sometimes
And
it's
just
very difficult using words that mean two things when you talk about
right.
this sport, as I am still learning.
Welcome to English.
Welcome to American English. Yeah, this is it.
Yep. So no, I have only two. Who's the third one that you have them keeping?
Well,
Come on.
it depends. Like I said, when I get down to my 53, it may even be four because I think Fertzger. Oh, I love it. He's rubbing his head now. That's great.
Help me.
We're losing all the chat now, so I'm gonna have to go back to that in a minute. Yeah, because I think Anthony Fertzger is versatile, and I think Bill likes versatility. So I think he's a bit smaller. So yeah, he's more that fullback. He's more that H back kind of guy.
Mhm.
But I think that's something that's missing on this roster at the moment, and they're also missing that really predominantly dominant, if you like, then blocking tight end.
Right.
And the only one that they've got really at the minute who we have seen that's really that hand in the dirt, traditional tight end is Matt Sokol. Now, he's not kind of bells and whistles sparkly, but he's that traditional tight end that they currently have on the roster. Now, they might sign someone else. I mean, practice squad last year and the year before, at one point, there were 7 tight ends on the roster. And at
Mhm.
one point, I knew them all. Because it's that whole carousel, that rotation of in and out kind of thing. So
Right.
they may bring somebody else in, but yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm going for 4 tight ends. And in a moment, there'll be loads of like, oh my god, in the chat, that sort of thing. Kevin had a good question. I'm going to flip back
Mhm.
very quickly to wide receiver, and he's asked, "Do you guys consider Montgomery a running back or a wide receiver, or does it even matter?"
He-
Very quickly, Bill has said, no, he has said on social media that he's a wide receiver. Montgomery himself has said that he's a
Right.
wide receiver. I don't think technically it matters to like the likes of Bill Belichick because he'll use a guy how he wants to use a guy, regardless of what the guy's been branded. So,
Right.
yeah, that's my opinion on the matter anyway.
Bill will brand him a running back, and but he's simply because running backs are marginalized and you don't end up paying them as much in free agency as you do a wide
Well, yeah,
receiver.
yeah,
But no, he's a receiving back. Okay,
yeah.
that's what he is, and yes, he will get split out. He will get put into the slot depending on the alignments that they're in. But I consider him a running back.
Hmm. I, I think it's a bit of a remains to be seen, really.
Right,
And Chris, I
exactly, Ben.
disagree with you. Chris says we're not taking 3 tight ends into
No,
the final 53. Yeah,
no.
we are. Yeah, we are.
And
Yeah,
my
we are.
my on the bubble third tight end is
Hmm.
nowhere near where Claire is because
No, yours is
I would like
Washington.
Washington on the wow, Claire reads me. Um
But when it comes to tight ends, do you not think I know these
yeah,
things? It's
I know.
Washington.
I
And I
know.
tell you, I reckon he's going on the practice squad.
Yeah.
But
So do I. That's why I only have them taking the 2. Okay?
not if
Now
Love works out.
my thing when you're talking about a traditional blocking tight end or whatever
Hmm.
is just you get into jumbo packages. All right?
Mm.
Just run one of the run a tackle out there or a guard out there and get
Hmm.
into a jumbo package and go that way. I don't think any of these guys that we're talking about that are on the bubble, whether it's 3 guys or 4 or 5
Mhm.
tight ends that we're keeping. I swear, if I hit the Powerball, I swear to God, I will buy Claire a jersey of every tight end that has ever played for the New England Patriots. Every single one. And I will send her a
Even
Travis
Izzo,
Kelsey.
because I
I would
don't
send
have
her a
one.
Travis Kelsey jersey just so she
What,
can
to
burn it.
burn?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just so she can burn it.
Okay.
Um, but no, I think jumbo packages you can run with an extra lineman out there. You don't really need the third tight end, and I don't think any of these guys will have any issue. That Bill wants to keep around. Bill stashing them on the practice squad and maybe getting a
Mm.
call up later during the year. So there's that.
Or Izzo's coming back.
Oh, look with the Johnny Lumpkin. Oh, Lumpkin. Johnny Lumpkin.
Let's hit some comments.
Yeah.
Ben has said gadget player. I think he means Gesicki. I know he hasn't got major respect for Gesicki, to be honest. So I think that's what he was referring to. Just because she didn't have detention doesn't mean she didn't say after school. Can we not, please? Can we not go there? Joel says Gesicki will work well in the red zone. Yes, Joel, you are quite correct.
Yeah, he is.
I
He's
don't
going to have,
understand some of
and
these
Gasecki
comments.
Gasecki is really quite the versatile piece. There's going to be no problem kicking him outside on some of these 12 personnel sets that we're going to see a ton of this year, I hope. We keep saying that year after year, and people talk about how much O'Brien loves it, and it's you could probably say that's true, but we just it doesn't happen. It doesn't come to fruition. I want it to. I really do. Go ahead.
You saying about want? Ben has got a good comment.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wants wide receiver mini. I'm
Right.
guessing Montgomery. So that'll
Yeah.
be the Montgomery thing that he wants wide receiver mini, which is fair point. He's not good. I doubt he's going to get it. I don't think it's
No.
going to make any difference. Not on a Patriots team, to be honest with you. Some love for Johnny Lumpkin. I think Lumpkin is, if he stays, I think Washington's out. Sorry, Murph. I think he's a bit
Yep.
of the Washington replacement. I think the skill set's a bit too similar for them to bother with both of them. And Chris has redeemed himself for the moment. There is always room for Izzo. Yes, there is always room for Izzo. So
Painful.
yeah, well, isn't it? This is a very interactive, fantastic show.
It
We're like
is.
nearly halfway through, and we've barely done anything.
I know, and barely done anything. All right. So have we touched quite enough on the tight ends right now?
Have we touched the Titans enough? No.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
now I'm just getting really blushed and warm now, just because I
Let's
keep giggling. Keep
let's
giggling
let's
too much.
let's flip over to the defensive side of the
Yes,
ball.
let's.
Okay, let's do that. And let's start with the important guys on the defensive line. I've got 6 defensive linemen sticking this year, and I'll go through mine quickly and then we'll talk to Claire's. I've got Barmore, Carl Davis, Quale, Devin Godchow, all world Devin Godchow, Lawrence Guy, who is in camp and participating today, just as I said he would be, and DeMarcus Mitchell. I've got Farms, Sammy Roberts, and Justice Tavai, little brother who shall be named later. On the outside looking in. Guy and I said all along that they would get something worked out and he would be in camp, and he is. Godshaw and Barmore are just just too studly for words, especially when both are healthy. And Aquale and Carl Davis are fine depth pieces here. Claire, who do you have hanging out with the rest of the good looking guys up front?
Well, you confused me because you put Mitchell on the line, and the
Yep.
Patriots.com have got him as a linebacker, so you
Yep.
kind of threw me a little
Yep.
bit. So now I'm looking at the name slightly wrong. But then I looked in
My
the
opinion
chat.
counts more.
Oh, okay. Then I looked in the chat and got really offended because we're getting some Izzo shade still. Still some Izzo. There's always room for Izzo because the defense never need to bother covering him. I'm gonna have to, yeah.
Yeah. You're bye. It's nice
Thanks.
nice
Yeah.
knowing you.
Bye.
See you
Yeah,
later.
you're out the bar now. Thanks very much. And
Gronk has removed you from the club.
Lee's just put cheeky. I think he's talking about Murph touching tight ends, and Lee's just throwing out the cheeky, like 50 shades of cheeky. Do you guys not read my bio? Anyway, going back to the defense. I think I agree with you. This is another one. There's loads of marks on my sheet, and I didn't get the numbers down. But yeah, these are the areas that I find it most difficult to choose and to lose depth. I think it is. This is my main problem: is the defensive line and the offensive line themselves. All the other ones I've managed to kind of cut down and everything, but the O-line and the D-line, I struggle to cut simply because it's the depth. It's wanting that depth. It's not kind of knowing and it's being concerned about it, sort of thing, particularly because of what happened. I hate the fact that we're going into this season feeling like the same way we went into last season with the O-line problems. But I think I pretty much agree with you. Where did you have Keon White? Did you have him? Sorry.
Yeah, I've got Keon in with the edge outside linebacker guys.
Well, at the moment,
yeah.
All I've got crossed off is Sam Roberts. That's it. I've got everybody else.
Right.
On the D line. So I've got too many people at the moment. Like I said, this is a work in progress anyway. Because I've got Guy, Godchow, Barmore, Wise, and then Carl Davis, Equali, and White as as the second sort of thing. So I haven't really.
We just have them. We just have them categorized differently. Keon White is somebody that is so versatile. He can play all over the place. He's going to be able to kick inside on obvious passing. Now he's going to be able to play outside. He can play standing up. He can play with a hand in the dirt. It's going to be a lot of fun watching what Mayo is going to do with this kid this year because he's just brutal. Bill killed this draft. He absolutely killed it. For everybody that's going after him about not getting a tight end or a tackle. Bill came away from this draft in the first 3 rounds with playmakers. They say that there are no playmakers on this team. That's garbage. Most of them just happen to be on the defensive side of the ball, and he got 3 playmakers with his first 3 picks this year.
The problem is this is one of the things with the draft, and one of the things that I kind of hate is you fall in love with all these guys and you look at all these guys and they're like, oh, he'd be great, and you run out of picks.
Yep.
There isn't
no.
You can't have everything that you want.
Can't have everything.
I wanted a linebacker. There was 2 linebackers that I wanted. There was a tackle that I wanted, and things like this. And there was like numerous times, obviously, as we all know. And it's like you just couldn't pick them in the places that you'd want and stuff like that. It's so difficult. That's why I love / hate the draft, because you look at all these guys like, oh, he'd
so
be
aggravating,
brilliant, and then he goes somewhere else, and you're like, no,
the hundreds of hours that guys like Steve, myself, and Mike, and the other guys,
and girls like me,
girls, no, not like you, because you don't do it. You don't like the draft. You don't get into the combine. You just said it.
I watch I do it.
Oh, okay.
I do all the work and I watched it. That's why I love / hate it, because it drives me kind of crazy. I do all the. How dare you? I did loads of draft work this year as well.
Okay. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Those defensive players fell to the Patriots and they just couldn't say no. Yeah, Bill Belichick is a total pussy when it comes to defensive guys.
While it's true that Gonzalez fell down the board a little bit, I really don't think that you could call Keon White somebody that fell to him. I really don't think that a lot of these players fell down. A lot of folks were, taking Kyle Duggar a couple of years ago was just, an amazing find when everybody was getting on Bill for that. Like I said, I don't think Keon White fell. I don't think that why am I at a complete loss for this
I
name
don't know where
right
this one's
now.
going.
All right.
I don't know where you're going with this.
Yeah, Marty Mapo. I don't think Mapo fell
Oh.
to Bill. I thought that was a fantastic, astute pick that not a lot of people saw coming. I know I didn't see it coming. But yeah, Gonzalez fell, and thank God he
Mhm.
fell. And we'll go to that next, man. I think that's
Okay.
fantastic. Claire, this this cornerback room is one of the deeper rooms in football right now. This
Hmm.
backfield was one of the best in the NFL last year. How do you think it's going to shape up this year? And will my man Jack Jones be playing?
See, this is the thing. I mean, before everything happened with Jack Jones, we were looking at the list kind of like, this is looking stacked. There's looking some quality there. The thing is, will he play? Now, as we said, I think we said at the beginning when we were talking about the press conference, Bill said Jack will be out there. It's a legal situation that I can't comment on that's ongoing. I
Hmm.
can't talk about it. It's a legal process. That's literally quoting what he said from the transcript. Now, it's a really touchy subject because as a Patriots fan, I want this guy out there because I want to see what he's got, and he had potential.
Right.
There's part of me that's like, is it icky if the Patriots utilize him for a year and then he maybe goes to prison, sort of thing? Because the gun laws and that sort of thing in Massachusetts, it's looking heavily like if this doesn't go well for him, he's going to jail. It isn't a sort of,
Right.
yeah, kind of, if they don't sort of prove that he genuinely didn't know, because I don't know if there's much else that you could prove that would not get him kind of convicted. There's
Hmm.
not much else to use as a excuse, if you want the better word. So
I've got one.
it's looking, yeah, you can't not go to prison because you were that stupid.
Right. That's my issue. I don't like sending guys to prison because they were stupid. I don't think he had any ill intent, but that could be it.
No, we
And it's
don't
just
agree on this because this is why we didn't touch on it before because we don't agree on it from that outlook at all. So yeah. Anyway, what the point that I want to make is if if the result is he does go to prison after being able to play a season or after his arraignment, that kind of thing, is it icky that the Patriots played him? I've got to admit, I'm kind of surprised because Robert Kraft doesn't seem the sort of person that accepts
hmm
that any kind of bad behavior. Really, he seems a very wholesome, a very moral guy, and the Patriots way is sort of very, a very strict sort of thing. So I'm actually quite surprised that it's gone down this route, unless there is an inkling that he didn't do anything wrong and he is being set up. Somebody did plant them, that kind of thing. So mm, I don't know. And Bill doesn't know because he's not a lawyer.
no,
So this
because
is
he's
a
not a
wait and
lawyer.
see. If they weren't to play him, would you be very concerned about the secondary now?
If he wasn't going to play,
Yeah, say
yeah,
say
I
if they
think I
released
think the
him,
secondary
whatever.
takes us a marginal step back because Jack is just that good.
Hmm.
That was a lucky fall to Bill was grabbing Jack. That was my favorite pick in that draft, and yeah, it was moronic. What he did was moronic, and but would it upset me if he is playing? No, it's not. He hasn't been convicted of anything. He didn't
Hmm.
harm anyone. There's no abuse in any of these charges. I get ticked off when people abuse their kids or their wives or something, and I'm just not as upset about being stupid as Claire is, and that's okay. She's entitled to her opinion. Um, she keeps coming to see me all the time and talking to me all the time, and I'm a freaking idiot. Um, but but no, yeah, it's going to take a step back, and there'll have to be a few more moving pieces
Mm.
getting around. If he's not on the field, who do you think is that guy on the outside? Is Jones going to, one of the other Jones is going to get kicked out there?
Well, this is it. I don't know. I mean, and it worries me that Miles Bryant is a name that's on our list. To be honest with you, so it just looked. like they could work together so well. And if Jack Jones isn't in there, I don't know. They've still got Sean Wade, Amir Speed. These are all sort of, you're talking unknown entities now, though, in a way, aren't you? Really?
Yeah, we really are. But Marcus is a capable guy that can go out
Mm.
there and cover a myriad of players, and there's your gadget player right there. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
it, hopefully Mac Jones can get back on track. It's not really clear cut at this position, but I'm not losing my mind if it isn't. I've got Miles Bryant, Christian Gonzalez, Jack Jones, Jonathan Jones, and Marcus Jones. You got to keep up with the Joneses here. Uh,
Mills.
Bolden is out, and I've got Mills listed as a safety.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, but
I'm
he
yeah,
could, but
yeah.
that's another position. That's another person that could slide into that position if needed.
Mm,
That's the thing with this grouping. It's a defensive back grouping. There's so
yeah.
much versatility here. It's unreal. I've got Bolden out, Mosley, Rodney Randall, Amir Speed, everybody's new favorite person because they love his name, and Sean Wade on the outside looking in. Now, could one of
Hmm.
these guys pop during training camp and just
This is
say,
something else, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah, we really don't know. Bill finds so many diamonds in this deep rough, that you never know what's going to happen. We go and we look at film, but we don't see film the way Bill does. We just don't.
No.
And as much as you can get on him for whiffing at the top of the draft, for taking chances while Tom Brady was here on guys that might pan out, might not pan out, and you can get away with it because Tom Brady's here. Down here at the bottom of the draft, and when it comes to the cornerback position, the safety position, he's done pretty damn well over the years, and a lot of
Mm.
guys have gotten rich off it.
Yeah. This is another thing why it's a bit difficult right now to particularly look at your 53 is like you said, you're not quite sure if Jack Jones is going to be out there completely.
Right,
And then if he's not, does one of these guys, like you said, pop and all of a sudden it's like
right.
you're not looking at Miles Bryant at all because Amir Speed is shocking and amazing everybody and that kind of thing really.
Hmm. No, I completely agree. I completely agree. You just never know. And my thing with Amir Speed is, I don't know him well enough to
No.
completely say that he's not going to be on this roster. And
Hmm.
but I mean there are other guys like, oh God, let's just talk about Christian Gonzalez and how freaking amazing he is. But right now at the top of the leaderboard, they've got Jonathan Jones and Jalen Mills, and then there's Gonzalez and Jack
Hmm.
Marcus and like I said, Miles Bryant, who I have somewhere else, and it just comes down to guys like Isaiah Bolden. I never bet against the Bolden people. He's the cousin of my favorite
Yeah.
Patriot of all time, so it was really rough to get. But whoever doesn't make it is going to be there on the practice squad. I just hope the Jack Jones thing gets sorted out. I am a little pissed off that he did this because it is stupid, and I don't know, what are you going to do?
This is it. It was just as we could feel confident how well the
Yep,
defense was stacked. He goes and does something like this, and you're just like, no, seriously, dude, come on. Can we not have an off
but it
season?
is.
And I do say that an off season. Yeah, we've had a few comments thrown at us in the chat, so apologies while I scroll back down. Some are just one where people, yeah, context. Ben is asking, should the Patriots try Jarvis Landry or
No,
even Julio Jones? No.
no, no,
Okay. Joel would go for Landry over Jones. And now we're just like involving
no.
everybody's chat here. Ben
These
would
are
concur.
guys those are guys that would be below everybody on the depth chart
Mm.
here right now.
And
All
I
right.
hate this. Outside and unlikely. Sorry to cut you off there, Murph. Outside and unlikely bet could be Cunningham. I think Evan said this on PU. Can we not
Yeah.
have? It's not great on our off season if we're kind of talking about a third, fourth ring quarterback who may be a bit of a gadget to be a wide receiver thing. It's like we want stronger players to be
Okay,
able to talk
Julian
about.
Edelman hater.
No, I love Edelman. Don't say that.
Yeah,
I love
well,
Edelman.
Edelman was a third or fourth
Yeah, but we
quarterback, and
don't
they
know if
turned
this
him
guy's
into
Edelman.
the most clutch wide receiver that has ever played in the
Yes.
NFL. Put him in the Hall of Fame. If Lynn Swan's in the Hall of Fame, Edelman should be in the Hall of Fame. Now, no,
My point is
but I
that.
don't agree. I don't think that Cunningham is somebody that can come in here and excel at the wide receiver spot. I think
Hmm.
he's a project and will end up on the practice squad. Now,
Yeah.
granted, this year the league reinstituted the extra quarterback spot. Not having to be kept on the Sunday roster just in case of emergencies. So a lot of people are talking about how Cunningham will be on the roster all year long. I want to know, especially if Jack Jones is not available, where that spot's going to be from. Who are you cutting to keep Cunningham, Ben? Go ahead, throw it in the
This
trash.
is it. This is it. What did you say? What did you say? What was the last thing you said?
What?
What was the last thing you said?
Yeah, please. Who are you going to cut if you were going to keep Cunningham on this roster?
This is it. I wouldn't. He's definitely practice squad material. I don't think. More, my point was, we don't want to be talking about, oh, can we utilize him as some gadget wide receiver? We want to be able to talk about the fact that we've got really quality players. So it's like we don't want to focus on, yeah, but they'll be okay if Cunningham turns into this great wide receiver or something like that. It's like, no, we want more confidence in the team going forward, really. What has Lee put? We just long for lightning to strike twice. It's not that we pin our hopes to. Sorry, it's not that we pin our hopes to be a backup quarterback. I'm cutting those fourth. Oh, seriously, Ben's cutting my fourth and third tight ends to keep Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
That just sucks.
Yeah, that's kind of cold, but
Yeah.
I'd do it. If it came down to the third or fourth tight end, then yeah, I would definitely do it. There's a question out
You
there.
guys both suck. You guys both suck. You really do. Jill said keep Cunningham on the practice squad and call him up if Max goes.
Right.
Cunningham is the one that they utilize in the practice squad, I reckon. The question from Joel Murph: who do you think the Patriots can pick up for offensive line help after cuts happen? Wow, that's a bit get your crystal ball out, isn't it?
You mean after the Patriots cuts happen? Because I'm not sure who everybody else is cutting right now.
This is
You
it.
know,
That's why I
Taylor,
said get your
yeah,
crystal ball
Taylor
out. Sounds a
Lewan
bit
is
extreme.
still out there as a free agent, and he could come in here with the rest of these old banged up individuals and maybe do something. But I don't know, Joel. Until the cuts happen, until somebody is cast aside because they just won't rework their contract or whatever, I'm not sure who they can bring in. The ship sailed.
Mm,
Okay. Offensive tackle is what Bill should have thrown a ton of money at on day one of free agency. Even the guys that were out there that we're all convinced are overpaid. That the it's the cost of doing business right now. This is the way the world works,
mm,
and he should have gone out and got that tackle. That they're not available now, and
no.
there are how many teams in the NFL right now? 32. I don't think there are 26 starting caliber left tackles in this league. I don't think there are 30 starting caliber right tackles in this league right now.
Mm.
And it's just too difficult a question to answer, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well, this is the thing. You said that about how many sort of starting top offensive tackles are.
Hmm.
This is the other thing with the wide receiver one thing. I think this
Right.
is why so many
Oh,
hope
brilliant.
build on
Thank you.
Hopkins.
Thank you.
There isn't enough for everybody to have one anyway. So then do we start looking at a guy who might not really be a WR1 as
Hmm.
one because the pool's so small.
There you go.
Talking of wide receivers, there has been another wide receiver signing, but he's potentially a bit of a camp body or
Yeah.
a rotational piece or even a practice squad in Jalen Hurd, who I think I saw on social media just before we went live. So apologies if I read it wrong because I was reading quickly. He's been assigned number 13 at the moment,
Ooh,
I think.
that's Butchie's number.
Um, for anybody who doesn't know, Jalen Hurd was signed, I think it was yesterday.
Yep.
Belichick said he's a wide receiver. He has played running back. He's 27. He was the third round draft pick in 2019 for the
Of the
49ers.
Niners.
Yeah, he's a big guy actually. He's 6'5" and
Yeah.
230, but he played 3 seasons in college as a running back and then transferred to a wide receiver. However, he missed 2019 and
Sorry.
2020 of injury.
Yep.
And in 2021, he was on injury reserve and then released. So I don't know. I didn't actually find out if this guy's taken a snap. I mean, I may be incorrect. I
It's
needed a
been a
quick.
while. It's
Mm,
been a while. It really has. He's a guy with talent. He's a guy that was a project considered at wide receiver when the Niners took him, and then he's just his window, in my opinion, is closed. It really is.
mm,
It's
mm,
another one of those guys that, if you're keeping him on the roster, who are you letting go? And
mhm.
there's nobody on this roster that on my cut down that I would
No.
end up removing for this kid. Right now I consider him a camp body. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
We've got some comments if we can. Our little kind of not little, but our on field
Good.
at practice guy, Elias. Adrian Clem is loud and intense. I love it. Thank you very much, Elias. I'm very glad to
Hmm.
hear that. Chris has asked, have you looked at any potential tackles for 2024 draft, Murph?
No.
I'm glad he asked you because I'm like,
Yeah.
seriously, come on,
No.
this year hasn't even started
Um
yet. Come on,
I
Chris
do right.
Brown.
I haven't gotten into the 2024 draft yet. I strictly focus on the NFL during the season.
The
The
season.
yeah, um, college
Can we
football
have a season?
now. College football now. All right. So list exists solely to get me game film to watch to lead up to the draft. I don't watch a lot of college football anymore. I
No,
just don't.
I do not.
I have lost my interest in it. All of the moving and shifting of conferences and the reshuffling has just sucked the entire love of the game of college football out of it for me. I have turned
Wow.
down. Yeah, last year I had to turn down a couple of really good friends who wanted me to play in their college football fantasy game,
Mhm.
deals, leagues, and it's just the love isn't there anymore. I don't dive in deep to recruiting and who's going where and who's on whose depth chart. There's just so many Division 1 teams right now, and it's so convoluted, that it's not fun. I don't find it fun anymore. So yeah, I wait until the draft season goes around. There'll
Mhm.
be some great guys on the line at Alabama, at Georgia, all the
Yeah.
guys that are going to end up being in the final conversation for the national title. But no, but I'll get into that after the season.
'Cause yeah, my college thing isn't anywhere near as dramatic. It's just I don't have very much
Yeah.
access and time, so I don't get
Lee
into
has
it much.
Lee has a really good question.
I was getting to that. I was
Yeah.
just
Oh,
finishing my thought, then I
hey,
was getting
look at
to that.
us.
Chill, chill, chill. We finally work well together. Um, don't take us over 2 years. Will our existing offensive tackles get an upgrade because of coaching? Says Lee.
Without a
Great
doubt.
question. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I totally agree.
The
The fact
the
that they've got
two
an
the two
offensive
best
line
free
coach
agent
is amazing.
signings that the Patriots made this year were bringing back O'Brien and bringing in Adrian Clem.
Yeah. No, Gasecki's my number one. But anyway, we're going to move on because we're talking about the offensive line. And on that note, actually, we've had another question in regard to that. Ben has asked, will Bill O'Brien introduce a quicker passing game to try and negate the lack of top quality O
Yeah.
line?
We are going to be back to a second and a half and get rid of the ball. Okay, you're going to see a lot of that. We're going to see a lot of depending on yards after the catch, that yak that I love so much. But no, there are going to be shots taken down the field. It's just not. It's going to be a short to intermediate game, and it is going to be get the ball out quick. That's a fantastic question, Ben. Thank you very much.
You know he's going to get you some yards after the catch.
Go ahead.
Hunter Henry. He's going to get you some yards after the catch. And Mike Gesicki's going to get you some contested catches and some end zone touchdowns.
Yep.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
You only heard it here.
Claire was first on that. Nobody else is out on that. Yeah. In this system, I can't wait to see what Gesicki's able to do. I definitely am going to love what Hunter Henry is going to do. Both of them are going to be busting up the seams all year long, and you're going to see some serious yak coming out of those two. It's not going to be a Brandon Cook. Blah, blah, blah. I got too many cooks spoil the podcast.
Cooks and Joneses.
You know, it's not going to be. Yeah, it's not going to be catch the ball and fall to the ground. This is, a lot of people were very upset, that Miles Bryant is not going to be on this team this year. And I think, one of the reasons is the fact that, he doesn't get those yards after the catch. He's out there in Oakland now, and not in Oakland, in LA now, not in LA. He's out there in Las Vegas.
Who are you talking about? You said Miles Bryant, and I'm like,
did I say Miles Bryant?
Yeah, and I'm like,
say Miles Bryant.
He's dude. Who are you talking about? Because he's like on the defense. So like, who are we talking about?
I know.
Now?
Thank you. Any chance Claire has to park a bus on me?
Do you mean Jacoby Myers, who went to Las Vegas?
I do mean Jacoby Myers.
It's a good job we're so connected.
It's not going to be Jacoby, who's a fantastic move the chains guy, but he is not a huge run after the catch, yards after the catch guy. He gets to his spot, grabs the ball, and hits the ground. Like Cook did, years ago, and so there's that. This entire offense is going to be predicated on play action passing and getting the ball out quick. And I love it. I just love it. And the people who think that this is not innovative enough, it's not new enough, that Bill has lost his touch is ridiculous. And this is winning football. It's been winning football forever, and it's going to continue to be winning football.
Chris said it's a good job that I can read your mind.
Yeah,
you do.
What am I going to do?
I don't know what he did for the first 2 years without me, really.
2 years? Been doing this for 15 years.
Well, we haven't.
Right.
We've done this for like 2.5 seasons.
2.5 years. 2 full seasons, and then this summer. And and it's been a blast. It has been.
It has.
So,
it very much has been.
Are we going to say it now then? Yeah, we're going to come down. We're coming down to the end of the show. We're running out of time here. So please, Claire, with the last 3 minutes, go right ahead.
Yeah, okay. I guess you guys might have realised that we're alluded to something, but this is my final episode of One Patriots Place as a co-host. I may still be back as a guest occasionally, but due to multiple personal reasons and stuff like that, I am stepping down from E2G Sports, so you will not see me each and every week with my beloved co-host. And no, folks, let me just go on record. It's not Murph. I love Murph. It's just there's a lot of things and there's a lot of balls going on, so it's just at this moment in time I need to step away. So I will still be on A Clare Perspective, brought to you by Full Press Coverage, so my own show will still be put out there, and I am still part of the Pats Propaganda team, so you will still see me when the season starts at patspropaganda.com. So I'm not completely leaving the beat, as people like to call it. I don't know if I can call it that with regards. I'm just a Patriots fan who gets to do some fun stuff, but this is my last show for the E2G Sports Network as a co-host. So I want to thank everybody for their support, for their love, for their questions, for their fun, for ribbing me really bad. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's great. Well, the Ezo jokes, but no, in seriousness, it's been great. I've been majorly supportive as an English girl type thing. It's been amazing, the reception that I have had from kind of you guys as an audience. And obviously, as my fellow co-worker himself, Murph, he has been amazing in my, again, career. I don't really think I can say inverted commas it kind of thing, but to have me on with himself and Steve back in what was it, October 20, what would it have been, 2019? Yeah, October 2019, when I hit my first episode of One Patriots Place, when they did the keys, and I came on to do a few guest shows with the keys to the game, and then I just kind of stuck around, and they just seemed to like it, so I became a permanent fixture.
The
So
kitten showed up at the back porch, and we fed it, and she, just became part of the family. And
this is
and
it.
I wanna thank you, Claire, for 2 fantastic years, 2 plus fantastic years. It's
Yeah.
been really great working with you. Yes, she will be back as a guest time and again, don't worry about that. I am going through a rework right now of how I'm gonna handle things going on. One
Hmm.
Patriots Place will still be here
Yeah,
in one
definitely.
incarnation or not another. I'm not quite sure which direction I want to do this because, quite frankly, I was hoping and praying that Claire could clear something else off of her plate and keep doing this, because I simply love doing this show with her as I did with Steve. And it has been, this show has been a huge part of my life for 15
Hmm.
years, and two of the best years are the years that Claire has been here and sitting in this seat. Do not cry.
You're determined to make me cry, and
Do
I've got
not
eye
cry.
makeup on as well today, so
You
I'm
know.
not going to cry.
So
I tried to go out with a bang and have some fun because we knew that it was the last
right.
show, obviously, but wait to the end to kind of let everybody know. But I did want to officially sort of say, so that I could say thank you, and thank you very much for saying such nice stuff, because he never normally says nice stuff to me, folks. It's
Not
only in
on
front of
air.
you guys normally, so yeah,
Not on air,
it
but
was
she
yeah, it
she
was very nice
she's
of you.
always known how much I appreciate her, how much I adore her, and I wish her nothing but the best. I hope everything
Thank
that
you.
she's is happening in her life goes in the direction that we're all hoping that it goes. And like I said, she chair is always open, and you're always welcome back.
Thank you. Don't cry. I will be back as a guest. I just
Yeah,
I just won't be back here very often. But like I said, I'm not leaving the
right.
Patriots scene
And
completely. I've worked too
honestly,
hard.
I what I really want to thank Claire for is opening up so many avenues and bringing in so many fans from across the pond. And I hope you guys continue to come in and continue to listen every week. It's been really fantastic meeting all of you and learning just how vast Patriots Nation is and how knowledgeable it is. I applaud like Claire and the rest of you for how much you know about this great sport and about the New England Patriots. So I'm not sure. Probably going to take next week off and then get back to it the week after that. Until then, Claire, one more time, please take us out.
Ventures, I'm the first cut of the season. Yeah, thanks very much for that. I wasn't cut, but
She wasn't cut.
anyway, just to be mean. But
She
yeah,
wasn't cut.
so yes, for the final time as a co-host on One Patriots Place, brought to you by the E2G Sports Network with myself, Claire Classy, Claire Cooper, and him, Thomas Murphy. This has been, as I said, One Patriots Place. Thank you very much for all of your support, everybody. And I'm going to go before that I ramble even more. So I'll try and wrap it up properly. So thanks ever so much for listening. Please do not forget to rate, review, and subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to the E2G Sports Network YouTube channel. Make sure you click subscribe on that. So thanks everybody for listening, for watching. Tune in next time, and go Pats.
Go Pats.